Hey guys, what up? I just wanted to make a video because I got this landspeeder which I ordered, and it was meant to come next week, but it came early, kind of like some of the Transformers, they come early, and I've got it here. So it's, Grievous isn't included, but I just got him for some like little posing sequences. There's these little instructions. Telling you how to assemble and what to do. And then we have the landspeeder and the back. So we have Luke with the lightsaber, Luke with his like goggles, hat, poncho, and rifle, and then the landspeeder. Landspeeder is assembled by, so that bit you assemble, you put it on. The front bit here, the window, the bottom, and is that it? I can't remember, let me take a look. Yeah, that's basically it. And you can also put R2-D2, which is sold separately. R2-D2 sold separately can go, it looks like it would be there, where that little peg is. So we're going to do the review of the figure, because now we've basically done the box, nothing really else inside. And then we'll do the landspeeder. So I'm going to use the landspeeder box to help me, because I'm doing this in a different room today, because I'm actually going to bring all my things down, because I've got floorboards and I don't like to lose lightsabers. Okay, so we'll look at the accessories, the figure, and then, yeah, some other stuff. So, let's start with the accessories. Whoops, let's get the life out of me. Yeah, I'm on a glass table, so that scared the life out of me. But anyway, with the rifle, which goes in his hand quite well. We actually saw him on the back with it, kind of holding it, and he was there. That goes on the landspeeder, where this clip is. You just put it on like so. Next, all the way in the compartments, which I'll talk about later, or show you later. With the blade of the saber, compartments, the goggles, and the lightsaber. So the goggles actually in his hand from the bottom. It's kind of like a little thing that you peg on your top, you know, like one of those things you can just slide on your top. Kind of works like that. You just put his fingers in that little gap. Guess you can kind of put it on him. I probably wouldn't recommend doing that. Not that I'm ever going to try it. And then we also have the lightsaber, all detailed with the blade. And we'll put the blade on in a second. And now we have the hat, which is quite cool actually. It's got some like goggles at the top. This comes on the figure. You can easily just take it. So say I've got it on the figure, I'm like, I want to take his poncho off. Okay, so just grab it carefully and just lift it over his head. Just do it with ease. Don't rush it, because you'll end up damaging it maybe. Over his head. Simple. There's his poncho. Literally nice little head bit. It's kind of sewed, but you want to be quite careful maybe, just for safety reasons, and that's quite cool as well. Onto the figure, and before we actually get onto the figure, I want to say there's a little bit, which I didn't know when I first looked at this on YouTube. You see that hook? There's a hook. Now, I almost picked up the hat. I almost put the hat. I want to do that. So if you take the blade off, there's the hook on the bottom, which goes on. There's a little hole where the hook, the lightsaber goes. It stays on pretty nicely, but I would recommend taking it off when you put him in a landspeeder. So yeah, he's got some nice cloth, and I actually saw a YouTuber who took a look underneath, and it was actually quite good detail. And you can also see a bit of him there. Anyway, yeah, so he's quite cool. He's got some nice details. Here's him at the back. There's quite a bit of articulation. I don't really know his articulation, his points of articulation. Okay. Just learning them. Okay. I know that one, because it's on every figure. Head moves. Okay, so landspeeder. Let's get on to this. It's very light, actually. I think if you were 4, like it did say, but really 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds and 10-year-olds use it. Barely. I think, yeah, it should have been 10 because of that and the small lightsaber. It should have been rated like 6 or 8. Kind of like the Studio series, rated 8. But yeah, I'll take it as an 8-year-old product, but however you take it. I've got a little steering wheel, and this compartment opens. I'll use my thumb nail, and then that opens. There's not much not that you can store anything in there. It's nice. So for when you're playing. And the side compartment here. Try to use my other nails, which doesn't really work. There's that. Which is not much either. Then the other side, that's the storage compartment. So when you look at it from the back, it would be the storage compartment be the one on the right. From the front, it would be the one on the left. And it has a nice stand, which is removable. Window, which is removable. That's removable. Yeah, it's quite cool. It's a little spinning thing here. And let's put him in a landspeeder. So you can put him in with his poncho and hat, or without any items on him, just the figure, to be honest. People just do it with the figure, but I'll just try it with the figure like some people do on YouTube. Not all people do it like this, but I would say if you want to get it in quite neatly, take that off before you can put it in. So I kind of move the gun a bit. Just clip that back in on one of the silver bits. And then put his hands on the wheel. So I haven't done this before really, so it's kind of my first time. You can either put his hands on the wheel or not. I prefer it without his hands on the wheel. And then you might want to put his hands down instead. Because then there's this, which goes in. And if his hands aren't on the wheel, he's not really secure, but without his hands on the wheel, like pegged in the wheel or something, but it still looks really cool. Now, my idea is when I get Cal, I'm going to put him in the next seat. I've seen people put C-3PO there and fit quite snugly, so there's a space for another person. And this is my first Black Series human and vehicle. I mean, human, I said. Human. Because look, Grievous was an alien before he became a cyborg, so it doesn't really count as human. And then if you had Grievous here on the edge, it would look quite cool. I would recommend this quite a lot. I got really excited. I'm basically watching a bit of Rayman Legends gameplay. Like, I got the demo once. The demo was quite fun, and then I got really annoyed because my brothers were beating me at the game. So I was like, no, there's no way I'm buying that game. I'm going quite low on money though, so I'm probably not be buying stuff for a long time. There's also Kit Fisto, the new Obi-Wan from Attack of the Clones, the new Anakin, the new Kit Fisto, and the new Plo Koon coming out. I'm really excited. In Forbidden Planet, I saw when I typed on YouTube, it said that Obi-Wan's going to come out like July, I think. Or I'm pretty sure, in my country. In Forbidden Planet, it said on YouTube. I checked. Or it said it then, might not say it now. But yeah, like every figure, when you get it, it's going to be hard to articulate. But when you do articulate it a lot, like move his arms up and down a lot, like here, when you start doing that, it gets looser. It just got very loose already. which is a good thing. It got looser. It got more free. Basically, it's a good thing because it makes it more free. But when it's really hard to move at first, it's quite easy now. It makes it easier to move when you use it time and time again. Maybe even on your first day, this becomes loose. It just has for me. Oh, there's a bit of articulation there. Very odd. Anyway, I think before I go, I didn't actually do this. Lightsaber in hand. And the poncho's quite good material. I really like the material for the poncho here. I thought it was a different material when I saw it on YouTube. And this material, I kind of knew it already. I thought it was a bit different as well. Wasn't. And I would probably... I've not actually stood the figure up, but he should stand quite well, because just stood him like that. He stands quite well. I don't recommend posing though. I said this morning. I said I'm not going to pose my figures. I'm going to put them how I feel. And this is probably very lucky because Grievous is really hard to stand. And I got him to stand, like, this is the second day I got him to stand. But then I picked him up. He stood for a whole day. I didn't touch him. And the only reason he stopped standing is because I picked him up. Not because he fell or anything. It's because I didn't pose him. I just kept him like that, really. Kept his knees bent. Kept him looking real. Look, he's standing now. He's not falling, no problem. Then he fell twice as well, so I've got good luck. And if Luke does fall one day, I'll just put him like that. It should look a bit funny, you know. Material for the landspeeder is really weird. Wow. So yeah, you can also put the rifle in his hand, but for now, I'm going to be okay. And you can have them fighting, and then you have Cal. When he comes, I'll have him at the back, or on the side here. You can have him like that, Luke like that. You can also fit this gun from Grievous in Luke's hand. And it looks quite cool, like, yeah. And then, like I said, not that I recommend doing it, but just try and... No, it doesn't work. But let's put it in his hand. You can't really, like, hook it anywhere like I thought I could. I didn't really try it that much. I would have tried a lot easier. If I tried, it would have been a lot easier. But yeah, let me get it in his hand. So you might want to just, there's a gap, you might want to just sneak it in and let him hold on to it with ease. Like that. And then you can kind of do it, you know. That looks a bit like BD1 said. From the back, it looks a bit like BD1. But then the back bit where you actually see from that doesn't look nothing like BD1. Oh, belt wiggles. It's quite cool. And you've got a lot of stuff on the belt, but not as much as Cal has. I've seen Cal, he has loads of canisters on the back, but Luke's not really that scrapper who has all those things on his back. Luke's more of that scavenger boy, which is kind of a scrapper, yeah. But if we take the lightsaber out of his hand, and Poncho can go back on with his, as well as his hat, carefully over his head. Carefully, there we go, over his head. It looks like he's eating his poncho. That'd be funny. You can also put this poncho on Cal, do you think you can? Well, let me know. That was because I just touched Grievous. I touched Grievous, he fell. You can also do that with little gangster boy. Oh, So yeah, we're going to get a bunch of figures down here now. And I'm going to have the time of my life playing with these. Strange, safe, peace out. Something you can also do, take the blade off and put it in Grievous's pocket. Kind of like Revenge of the Sith, when he gets Anakin and Obi-Wan's sabers, puts them in his pockets, and then later on they use the Force to get them back, like a minute, 2 minutes later. Not even, yeah, a minute later, 30 seconds later. I've got to say, I recommend this figure. He's got a lot of articulation, he's really cool, the landspeeder's fun, everything's fun. It's going to be really cool when we have them all fighting, and we have him in the landspeeder. It'll be really cool. And somewhere to store the poncho. That's my question, let me see. I need to know the material. He kind of... Doesn't work. We can store it on here, really. Can I kind of do that? On that thing. You think that might be what's there? I don't know, just let me know in the comments. Alright, bye.